Dear friends, the session that you're about to hear today is part of a series of sessions that I did with my friend Sandy. It's essentially the journey of a soul from complete darkness to complete light. And we're going to go through so many places. This is part of probably 6, 7 parts that I will make available and that I will try to make available as soon as I can. It's a series, it's a journey of a soul through so many lifetimes. And as we go through these sessions, for some of us, there could be a lot of new and unusual information. And I invite you to listen to this with an open mind and an open heart and see what's in it for you. And for some of you, this information will be a remembering of what was, and your soul will show it to you in different ways. It could be through a feeling, it could be through a memory, through a dream. It will show you in different ways how your experience through various lifetimes mirrors what you're hearing in these sessions. And for some of you, your soul will recognize some of the information here. This material is based on the quantum healing hypnosis technique, which is the method originally developed by Dolores Cannon. And you can check my website if you're interested in having your own session and find out more about the journey of your soul. I hope you will love the material and you can appreciate the love that is coming through all of the sessions. So here we go. Part 1, the Dominion, from darkness to light. I put Sandy in a hypnotic state and I encourage him to describe what he sees and how he feels. And he says, I'm a little insect person with pointy feet and pointy fingers. I'm very slender, like a little stick person. I have funny little limbs. I have these little fingers. Maybe they're not fingers. Maybe they're claws. I'm sitting cross-legged and the insects come over to me. They are big grasshopper-like insects, very friendly. It's my world, a fairy world. It's my favorite place under a tree by the water. It has beautiful large crystals of white sand. This is where I'm the happiest. I love this world. It's a place at the edge of a jungle where I can be alone. I experience the now. I assure Sandy that he can return here anytime, and then I guide him on a cloud and ask him to tell me how it feels like. It feels very, very safe. I can see everything from here. I see the forest and the sea and the trees, the mountains in the distance. We love this world. It's strange that it's so empty. It's a place I can come to take on this form and blend in with the population here. I can relax here, nothing troubles me. From this point forward, I guide him deeper into hypnosis, and I ask to be taken to an important place and time where there is important information for us. He lands into a lifetime and he starts to be aware of his surroundings as well as his body. I'm wearing a dark uniform. It's like armor. It's a dark suit that I wear with dark boots and dark gloves. My body is tall and slim, but I'm not sure if it's human. All is very dark. I'm in a dark place. I'm a commander in a port, a spaceport. It's a huge ship in space. I'm very unhappy here because I'm forced to do something that I know is wrong. I'm part of a space force, a conquering space force, and I don't like what I'm doing. I'm in a huge hangar, all machines. I've done the training so that I can fly machines with my thoughts. I work with my thoughts. I'm part of a conquering force. We connect our minds like ants. We do what we're told. We impose order, but I feel that it's wrong. Something in my soul knows that it's not right. But I've done the training and I've chosen this life in order to experience what it's like to enslave people, because I'm a slave myself. I'm a slave that enslaves people. We don't realize that we're slaves. We follow orders, but we don't think about it. If you think about it, you realize you're a slave because you're doing what somebody else tells you to do. And if you don't do it, you suffer, punished with electric shocks. I'm trying to think of a way out. I get him to describe his suit in more detail. I'm a mechanical suit. I have legs, my knees bend. It's like a robot. I'm a mechanical metal suit that's protected, and my soul is trapped inside of it. My spirit is trapped inside this suit. I can't escape. There's an electromagnetic field that I can't escape from. So it's like I'm in hell. It's a suit that's like a body. I don't actually have a body. I have a consciousness trapped in the body, and my consciousness makes the suit work like a body, but it's a robot. It's artificial, not organic. I know that I am a spirit and I can't escape because of electromagnetism. But there's a voice telling me that I can escape by rising above the fear. I'm trapped in here because I'm fearful of the electric shocks. I'm being guided by an inner voice that says they can only trap you through fear. I'm feeling very hopeful now. I have to find a way of conveying this message without having it cause me too much pain. I can feel the pain throughout the whole body. My consciousness has merged with this artificial body the way we merge with a human body and we feel the senses. The voice I hear is my inner self, my inner voice. It gives me hope. I'm hopeful because I know I've been shown a way to escape. And the way to escape is to think differently and to feel differently, to look around me and to realize that in our training we are told that we're invincible warriors and soldiers, and that we are conquering worlds to make them better places. But we know that that's not true. We know deep down that it's not true. And so I'm finding a way of somehow conveying this message to others without the shock being too harmful. I know that if the shock is too severe, it will send me into an even lower vibrational world. I have to find a balance, or it will send me into a very dark and dense place. It will lower me into a very enclosed space, a very dark enclosed box, maybe even in a different body that doesn't work as well. I ask if he remembers how he ended up in this body and who created it. I chose to experience it. I chose to experience it. I chose to leave it in order to find a way out. We created it, all of us who are expressed there work together to create this illusion. It's like a virtual reality game, like a video game, except that it's very real. Your body is really in it and you really feel it. But when you realize that it's a virtual reality, that is the key to breaking free. In order to escape, we have to free ourselves, free our souls, our spirits, and we're afraid to go elsewhere because we don't know where else to go. Our memories are wiped. I have to see glimmers of light. I have to imagine a place of light. I have to imagine a world that I can go to. I ask who is erasing his memories. Our memories are wiped. I have to see glimmers of light. I have to imagine a place of light. I have to imagine a world that I can go to. I ask who is erasing his memories. There's a larger, very dark collection of who we are. It feeds off of fear. It's called the Dominion. It's who we are. We are part of the Dominion. The Dominion thrives on this darkness, but I'm tired of it. I don't like it. I want to break free from it. I chose to dive in here and to have this body of experience. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of this experience. I don't like it anymore. I went back to ask him what was the Space Force doing last that he did not like. We were conquering a planet. We were trapping souls and wiping out their memories and putting them into dark bodies like this one and making them work for us. We have these devices that trap the souls. We take them out of their bodies. I asked what the conquered planet was like. We were conquering a planet. We were trapping souls and wiping out their memories and putting them into dark bodies like this one and making them work for us. We have these devices that trap the souls. We take them out of their bodies. I asked what the conquered planet was like. It was a beautiful Earth-like planet. The beings were insects. They were like the grasshoppers I was with, those grasshopper praying mantis types. Very, very peaceful, very wonderful beings. And we trapped them. We trapped their souls electromagnetically. Then we robbed the planet. We took the water and the air into our ship. We have this massive ship. We steal planets, we steal the resources on the planets. We suck the life out of them and the oxygen. We trap most of the souls and the others simply die off, but are free to go elsewhere. And they form the resistance against us. They join the collective that's against us. I ask what that collective is that is against the Dominion. That is a light collective, a divine collective. I want to join the divine collective. I have to find a way through out of this electromagnetic screen. I can do this by changing the way that I think, by not fearing anymore, by knowing that they can't destroy me. I ask what ends up happening. I forgive them. As they torture me, my consciousness is filled with forgiveness. My heart, I feel my heart, a heart within me. My consciousness is in my chest and I feel it expanding as I forgive them. And as I forgive them, they lose control over me. They realize that I'm useless to them. They try to eject me before I can affect others because without fear, they can't control me anymore. And especially as I forgive them and I radiate love, and the more love I radiate, the more they have to eject me and the further away I have to go. I'm able to free myself and to shoot through space, and I'm free. I'm free to fly back to that fairy world. I'm free to fly back to the world, to the fairy world with the grasshoppers by the sea. But I don't go there. I can't go there because they'll follow me. I have to lead them elsewhere. I know that they're following me. I can feel them tracking me. They're following me because they know that I'll lead them to another world for them to conquer. Because my vibration is going to a world of love, exactly the sort of place they'd love to conquer. I ask why they would prefer to conquer a world of love. Because they hate it. They hate free will. They hate love. They hate worlds of love because we're free to love whoever we're with. We're free to be whoever we are. Everybody is free to be who they are, exactly who they are and they wish to be. Then everyone respects everyone else and loves everyone else. There are many, many worlds like this, many, many beautiful worlds like this. I lead them towards Earth. We go out to the far, far galaxies, to a beautiful water planet. There's so much water that I dive deep into the ocean, deep, deep into the ocean because I feel like I can escape them. I can meet others like me, free spirits in the ocean, the mer people. I know they're still following me. I realize that I can't run. No matter where I go, I have this aspect of them that I have to get rid of. They keep following me. They have this hold over me, this fear. I don't fear for myself. I fear for the planet around me. I fear for those beings and the planet. I fear for the water, the atmosphere. I know that they're going to destroy this planet because I've led them to it. This planet is Mars, and this is what happens to Mars. I try to lead a resistance on Mars. I ask him to clarify that this watery planet is Mars. Yes, there's a lot of water, lots of life, but I've brought them here and I have to mount a resistance. The resistance is martial, and so it becomes like them. We fight like them, and that's the wrong way to do it. I ask if he has a body on Mars. Yes, we're wrapped up. I mean, we're wearing these odd trousers, boots. It's a human body or a human-like body. I incarnate into a body. I'm born into a civilization there, but I still have this. It's almost like a tracking beam in my DNA that attracts this kind of negativity. I ask if he's connected with the consciousness that he was before. There's a connection beyond the light and the dark. It's almost like a master. There's a great master watching both the light and the dark play out in me. There's a great loving master allowing me to play out both sides. That's who my higher self is. Very happy, very funny, laughing, watching me play out these roles with knowing in its heart. It's a master and a mistress. It has no gender. It has no form. It's a great sphere. It's a great white light source that both my dark aspects and my light aspects are a part of. And it's watching, observing, but also feeling. It feels everything that we feel. It feels our sorrow with the darkness, and it feels our joy at the light. It feels the music and the dance, and it feels the pain and the sorrow. It's a great, great collective of all these worlds that I belong to. I think we all belong to. I guide him back to the Mars life and I ask if he recalls that he is a soul with a mission to form a resistance. No, I've lost that memory. We are very playful beings. We see the Dominion coming. We know the Dominion is coming. I don't realize I'm a part of them. That's what my higher self was showing me, that I brought them here. I brought them here because I still have fear. I still have fear in my heart, and that fear will always attract them. It means that they know that they can always find willing slaves just simply by frightening them. And that's how they take over planets, by finding those who still have that element of fear in them. Fear of lack, fear of pain. I ask what happens to those who don't have fear. They can't be controlled. The Dominion has no power over them. They can't trap them. They can only trap souls through fear. Simply being afraid of them attracts them. Ask how he knows that the Dominion is coming to Mars. We hear of them. We feel them. We feel the fear. We don't realize that it's our fear of them that's attracting them. It's our interest in them, our obsession with them that attracts them. It brings them to us and it opens the door for them to come into us and to take us over simply by making us afraid. Not afraid for ourselves, but afraid for the world, for our world. That's how they conquer worlds. I ask about the resistance. We fight with telepathy. We have very powerful telepathic powers, and the Dominion knows this and they want us. They want the use of those telepathic powers. We are very, very powerful beings who communicate telepathically, and the others outside the resistance live peaceful lives. They also communicate telepathically, but they're fearless because they know that they are one. They have strong connections through to their origins. Our connections are through to the divided world, the divided essence, the world of positive and negative, black and white. I point out that everyone in the resistance is holding the darkness and the light, but everyone else on the planet is just living normal lives, not trying to resist anything. And so they're actually more beneficial. They are far more powerful than we are. We think we're powerful, but in fact, they have the power of unconditional love, so they can't be corrupted. They are pure. We think they're innocent, and they are innocent. We think we're protecting them, but in fact, we're putting the whole planet in danger. I ask what ends up happening. We destroy the planet by setting off nuclear weapons. We destroy the atmosphere and we destroy the water, the oxygen. The Dominion arrived, and it's during our fight with them that we inadvertently destroy the planet. Our goal was to save the planet, but in fact, through our fear and through our resistance, we destroy it. Then many of the innocent souls transport to Earth from there. They incarnate on Earth and they can't be trapped because they're fearless. They make it to Earth and we come again and we try to defend them again. And that's what we're doing now, and it's a mistake. The fear is what attracts them. The fear is what allows them to take over planets. The only way out of this is with the message of Jeshua. That is, no fear, only forgiveness and atonement. The Dominion can't handle the forgiveness and atonement. That is the original sin that they talk about when they say many people are born with the original sin. That sin is fear. The fear of enslavement, the fear of darkness. People who are born with that in their DNA attract the darkness. We have to get rid of it. We have to create an exercise that dissolves all fear. The fear that's trapped in our liver, that's trapped in our solar plexus. The fear is trapped in that part of the human body. I can feel it in this body. It's a dark spot in the liver. That's what leads to this destruction. It follows us everywhere because we haven't learned how to forgive. We haven't learned how to love unconditionally without thinking, without any kind of logic, without any kind of fear, without any kind of reason. We have to become innocent. That's the message of Joshua, the innocence of the Lamb. We have to be fearless and we have to be forgiving. We have to know and trust in the goodness of all. If there's no fear, we cannot be conquered. We can't be trapped. We have to love unconditionally. Even the tiniest vibration of fear that follows through us in these various incarnations, if there's even the tiniest vibration of fear that can be amplified, that's what they play upon. They produce fearful images, fearful programming, fearful television and movies. Doria knows this perfectly well. That's why she rejects fear. She rejects any kind of darkness. Sandy thinks that there has to be a balance, but within that balance of darkness, there will always be a part of you that attracts the darkness. You can actually reject it. And that's when you move into higher dimensions, higher planes of existence beyond the fear. I ask about how he escaped the dominion in that lifetime when he mentioned forgiveness and feeling a lot of high vibrational feelings. There was a part of me that was waking up because of remembering who I am, remembering the light within me. And that's my soul's journey. My soul journey from complete darkness to complete light. And it's like a shooting star. You shoot from the darkness and you keep shooting, and keep shooting until finally you break through into the light. And there is absolutely no trace of the darkness, no trace of any fear. And then you are one. That's when you're one with the light and you've left the universe of separation. I'm checking to see who I'm speaking with, since I can tell he has quite a high perspective on what is happening. You're speaking with all of us. You're speaking above the higher self. The higher self is the one who's sitting there laughing, watching the both sides play each other. But that higher self belongs to an even higher realm. That higher self recognizes the black and the white and enjoys watching the game of the black and white because it still has some of the darkness. You have to go beyond that into the divine. You are speaking with the divine collective. We are the light. We are of a total light, the full light. But within the light, we see also deep down in lower vibrations of darkness. We see a wave below us. It's as though we're an immense sphere of light, and way deep down, deep down within that sphere, it's like looking down on a little storm cloud where you can see thunder and lightning happening, but you're way above it. I ask if there is anything above the divine collective. Above us is extinction. Above us is the cease to being. We are just at the emergence of being. Above us are all things where there's no separation whatsoever. We're looking down, we see way down into a storm that's much lower below us. We can go down and see the storm, but we can't be affected by it. That storm is the storm of duality, of the black and white, of fear and love, balancing each other, playing the game of balancing each other. And those who choose to go in and experience that fly happily into that storm and play both sides within that storm, the thunder and the lightning. That storm goes on forever in that dimension. It's always happening. Within the storm, there are universes of planets at war with each other. And that war rages on forever. And whoever wishes to experience it drops into that area. I then ask what is happening now on Earth from their perspective. Earth is within the storm, but there are those within the Earth who can take a version of the Earth out of that storm and take it away from the storm clouds. There is a version that can go beyond that, a version of a world that is at a much higher, brighter vibration. And that's where the innocents go, the innocent ones who love regardless, the innocent ones who leave atonement. That's what the people on earth call heaven. I ask how many versions of earth are right now from the perspective of the divine collective. In reality, there are as many versions as there are those who live on it. But we see one really very beautiful version, where souls who choose atonement live in peace, and that is the heaven that Joshua is talking about. That is the heaven where all of us are one. That is the most beautiful version of earth, because that is at a higher vibration. It's at a vibration where you see colors differently, where you love each other. You read each other's thoughts quite happily. You would call it the fifth dimension or sixth dimension. It's in that more expanded universe. You can go high enough so that there's no storm clouds anymore. There are those who choose to live out in the storm clouds. More people are pouring in there. They are enjoying the show. It's like going to see a horror movie. People actually go to see horror movies because they love feeling those chills. They love feeling that fear. There are many people, many humans on earth today who don't go to horror movies. They can't stand it. And those are the ones who are ready, who are actually stepping into the higher vibration of earth. They're already there. They just have to step aside into it. It's a question of choosing where you wish to vibrate. I asked the Divine Collective what timelines with the highest probability they see for Earth right now. It depends on which Earth you are looking at. There are two major ones, but there are lots in between, and there are souls choosing to go to different versions in between. There is one that gets completely destroyed by the Dominion. The Dominion conquest is complete. It's sucked of its resources and it's left a shell like Mars. From the storm point of view, it's something that's happened many, many times, many times. A planet that's depleted of its resources. That's one possible timeline. And that's the vision of hell that has been given to people on Earth. That's the vision of a burned planet and the burning planet with souls trapped there. And then there's the vision of heaven. And that's the vision of the earth of the atoned souls, the souls who have atoned and become at one with unconditional love. And they live on the version of earth with fresh water, fresh clean air, healthy species, and unconditional love, respect. People read each other's minds. There's no real need for language. I ask if anybody on the planet Earth right now can make a decision to step onto the new Earth. Yes, the decision is to reduce all fear. Simply reduce all fear and you move to that Earth. It has to be healed. You have to heal. This is what the mystery schools, the light schools are doing, teaching people to forgive. The fear usually comes from some aspect of hatred, jealousy, anger. These are all trapped in a vibrational body. These have to be healed through the practices that Doria does and people like Doria. This is highly recommended for anybody who wishes to really confront their fears, confront the darkness that's within them, and forgive. Learn how to forgive. And through forgiveness, you then dissolve all hatred, all fear, all jealousy. Forgive all those you feel have hurt you, who you feel have wronged you. Anyone, even a dog that's bitten you. You have to forgive everyone. You have to forgive the flies. You have to forgive the insects that suck your blood, the animals that bite you, the humans that mistreat you. I point out that I really understand this, but it just sounds like way too much work for a human being to be able to finish in this lifetime, in one lifetime. And I ask if there's a shortcut. The most fundamental healing is forgiveness. And I inquire about healing the liver. Yes, you have to go in with your consciousness. You have to take your heart, move from your heart, go with your consciousness into your liver and confront the darkness and say, I forgive you. I forgive everything you've done because you are me. Whatever you feel was done to you, you've done to yourself. And so you have to forgive yourself to begin with, and then forgive your other aspects of self, your mirror images. And it's a very deep and fundamental process. And once you forgive, you fill that area with light, with loving light directly from your heart, because your heart connects to the heart of the universe. And when you do this on a fundamental level with no doubts, absolutely no doubts, then you are healed. And you can walk through this dark planet, and you can walk through the thunderstorms, and nothing will touch you. Next, there is a lot of healing going on. Sandy's liver is being healed with light, his whole body filled up and healed with light. And then he's told he has to forgive all the stories. He has to forgive all the times of enslavement, all the pain, all the torture, all the beatings, all the chains, all the blindings, the decapitation, the hanging, the strangling. He has to forgive all of these. These are all lives that he chose, and his higher self is having a good laugh now, sitting back laughing. But the higher self is also a bit sad that the show is over. It's like the end of a movie. It's the end of a television series. And then we have a good laugh on how it's time for a new comedy series. Most humans can't even imagine living in peace because they have so many lives at war, so many storm clouds in their lives. It is like giving up smoking. It's like giving up a nasty habit. War is something they've known forever, the humans, down in the stormy universe of 3D Earth. We're showing that the storm actually subsides the more people who heal themselves. The more people who find atonement will actually make that universe disappear. That level of existence will simply cease to be where there are no more subscribers, where there are no more people willing to take that journey. It dissipates. I ask how the fear gets in the liver. It's related to their experience. It's a chosen vibration. It's a vibration that works through them. No matter where they incarnate, they always have an aspect of that. It is in everybody until they choose for it not to be. Then they choose for it not to be by moving into higher dimensions. People resist the darkness through actually not resisting the darkness, but loving it, making themselves irresistible to the darkness, choosing a path of light. You have to be shown the path of light. And this was Joshua's journey. I inquire what the path of light is. The path of atonement, the path of forgiveness, the path of unconditional love, no matter what, will lead you out of fear. Forgive your enemies. Make friends with your enemies, and they are no longer your enemies. They cannot control you if you fear nothing. And you can't fear anything when you know you're immortal. When you are an immortal spark of divine light, there's nothing anyone can do to you when you know this. It's only when you doubt it that fear enters. If you doubt that you are eternal light, then you are susceptible to darkness. When you know it, when you can't even imagine the darkness anymore and you live a life of perfect light, of perfect unconditional love, a life without judgment, a life living in your present moment in a fully illuminated circumstance, knowing that that circumstance is exactly what should be and you don't judge it. If you could lead a life like this, then you simply cannot be touched by fear. You have nothing to fear because you know that you are eternal light. You are divine. At this point, I bring up how most of us forgot that connection, though. And so to tell people that they are divine and they are eternal will feel very, very far-fetched for some. When people are ready to awaken, they awaken. We have to show them the light constantly. Be an example of the light. Lead your life as an example of the light. Complete unconditional love and fearlessness. Know that you are the light and your knowing then spreads to others who see you as the illuminated being. They see you as the ascended master. You have this wonderful phrase that means someone who's taken the journey of light. Each of you has that journey in you because you've come down from light. You've chosen the darkness. Now you can choose the light. And now there's a lot of healing and personal advice going on for quite a while for both of us. And it's very personal, so I've trimmed it out. And this is going on for a while, and before we finish the session, I ask for any final advice. And they say something so incredibly beautiful that I think will resonate with so many of you who know and feel deep down that you are on a mission to see the light on earth. And they say, stay grounded in the now. You've chosen to be here now. Both of you have chosen to be here and to work together in this now. As much as you would both love to disappear and go off to the 5D, 6D world and just blissfully play around, you have a mission. You've chosen to come and take on these human incarnations with all their problems because you are legendary lightworkers. You are the heroes with the higher realms, the ones who've chosen to dive deeply into the darkness because you felt you had the strength to see it through. And now you're remembering that you do have the strength to see it through. The worst is over. The most difficult parts are over. And we applaud you. All of us up here applaud you. Our hearts are wide open, pouring light onto this planet. And you're within it, you're in the dark places, illuminating the darkness from within, which is the most difficult journey. Some people feel that their light has been extinguished, but it can't be extinguished. It can be dimmed, but it can never be extinguished. Like Lucifer, like Jeshua, like all of them, the light can never be extinguished. People who hold the darkness have a very great deal of light within them, and they have to be helped when you can help them by unconditionally loving them. That drives them nuts, gets some agitated, gets some very angry. They feel like they've lost their power over you. And that makes them feel like they're losing their power because they are abusing their power. But in a sense, they're regaining their real power to rejoin the light when their missions come to an end. This stormy world is such an amazing journey, and you're so brave to come here. We enjoyed this immensely. And here is where the parts that I've put together specifically for these audios end. And as you can tell, there's so much beautiful information filled up with so much light. And I hope especially the last part really resonated with you. And I hope it reawakens in you the memory that you are here on a mission, that you chose this lifetime, that this is the most beautiful lifetime of them all, because This is a time that never existed in the whole history of this planet. As we are all ascending together, as we are all bringing the golden age here on Earth together. And I really hope that you found this information helpful and it serves you. Much love and light.